CNBC TV18, celebrating 15 years of leadership.
Welcome back to Indianomics. My guest is the Deputy Governor of the Reserve Bank of India, Mr. S.S. Mundra. Now let me come to the other 2 or 3 issues that stem from the Reserve Bank's recent, not circulars actually, guidelines. You have wanted to treat NBFCs equal with banks on recognition of NPL, which is very good. But they don't get equal treatment for risk-weighted assets. For banks, the risk-weighted assets for a AAA loan is as low as 20%. For NBFCs, everything is 100%. Is that inequality you will correct anytime soon?
See, I mean to say, these guidelines are recently issued, and as it happens with any kind of guideline, initial reaction most of the time, I am not blaming anyone or finding fault, but any new regulation is coming. I have rarely seen that a regulation is something which is very welcome. Regulations are generally not welcome. So there may be issues, and yes, I know particularly some of the deposit taking NBFCs, there are some issues. They have also been communicating.
So even for non-deposit taking?
Yeah, for them also. Some of these things, some of
so,
these things. So,
if you're competing for a AAA account, the bank is clearly at an advantage, and at a huge advantage.
So, we are keeping our ears open. We are taking all the inputs and would be prepared to. One thing you must have seen, particularly maybe in recent times, that no one can accuse of RBI to being insensitive of the whatever is happening in the...
So this is being thought through? This risk weight...
No, too early to say think through, because just now the guideline is issued, and these are the things. Even the people who have to react, some of them are still thinking how to or what to react. So let them complete their thinking.
This is one thing I got from many NBFCs. So
at the same time, they have another avenue open. The small finance bank guidelines are...
I was coming to that. I was coming to that. You still have 1 month for the deadline, but have you already got any interested parties putting in their applications?
Frankly, I won't know, because...
The other guideline, of course, has been for allowing banks to be flexible about their refinancing and infrastructure loan. Now, here, of course, again, people are coming to terms with it. But you have said that the NPV should remain unchanged after the refinancing. In that case, in some cases, you may have to raise the interest rate, isn't it? Won't that make it a little...
No. See, either it should remain the same or you provide for it. This is what it was always there.
Okay.
So, I mean to say, this is a very important step. But every such thing has its own cost.
What about, I was expecting also the circular on conversion of loan into equity. When is that expected?
Work in progress. We also,
Okay, but that will be subject to the SEBI formula, isn't it? Because SEBI allows new shares to be issued only at
that is the one issue actually.
Formula.
That is what is we are engaged in discussion, and naturally, both are looking at it from a very, very exactly different spectrum. So that we have to find out a way. A midway which probably is acceptable to both the sides.
Okay. Finally, I wanted to ask you once again about that flexible refinancing. Ultimately, it does invite the charge that you are restructuring in a new avatar with a new name.
See, the problem, and I think regulator that way is a very, I would say, very disarmed kind of entity. If you don't do anything, you get a blame. If you try to do something, there are suspicion and blame. But see, it's not something to, idea is neither to postpone the problem or nor the structuring in new avatar. Is looking at the things, everything in a more realistic manner. Now, let me ask you 2-3 things. Why? We all believe that the kind of projects which we are talking about, they easily have an economic life of 25-30 years.
Yes.
There was an attempt to finance them in a framework of 10 to 12 years for a variety of reasons, ALM issues of the individual banks and all that. Moreover, all this would have still happened if you were growing at 9 to 10% of GDP and the world around us was very benign, then probably even this could have happened. But since that has not happened, those kind of challenges are there. Economic life is available. If we can do a match between the economic life and the repayment obligation, and it's not that see again, if you look at it, why 500 crore? Idea is it should not become a kind of free play for the individual solo players. So it is generally above 500 crore means it will be a group of lenders. Then you have an independent evaluation to be done that. The viability has to be established. So I think it is with enough safeguards and the all other mechanism which we have put in place in recently, and they are working fairly decently. So I think at least Reserve Bank can be accused of anything else, but Reserve Bank cannot be accused of
disguising,
soft peddling the issue or disguising. I think that much credential I think we have established.
What is the progress on this SMA1, SMA2 loans, that is loans which are not paid up until the 31st day or to the 61st day? Is that working? I mean, are many joint lender forums out there in the...
let me give you some data point as I recollect. Of course, like any new system which was requiring a lot of coordination and the technology support, it started little shakily, but very soon it became quite well established. And you are aware that it will be, the flash would be given to all the lenders, there are timelines, then we relax some timelines also, appreciating the ground level. I think close to 6,000 a cumulative basis cases which came under the SMA2 category. But when I look at it, almost 52% of them, the accounts were corrected by the borrowers. Around 7% only turned into the NPA. And maybe the remaining cases were under the various stage of negotiation or JLF formation. So far, I think 194 JLF they have been formed. So I would say system is working fairly well.
You all had asked for proactive data from the banks on unhedged FX exposure of their clients. This sudden rupee move would have meant, more people caught napping. Do you have a legacy number from the banks? And will you now go after them to check out what is the status as of 31st?
No, I mean, we would certainly be vigilant, because this is one issue which we have been playing all the time. And see, in a short run, sometimes it look very easy option that you just say that I convert my rupee liability into the forex liability and the cost comes down. But we should be aware that it has many other related issues are there, and rate of interest is not the only thing. The parity itself is a big thing. Moreover, rate of interest, what we look at today and what it will be tomorrow can also be something very different. I don't remember the percentage now, but what I recollect that between the two periods, a recent period and the earlier period, when we had looked it was probably appearing that the unhedged forex exposure has slightly increased rather than reduced. So with all this, we will certainly...
No, it's not surprising, because there was so much confidence in the rupee's direction that people would have thought it, very an easy trade not to hedge a dollar exposure. So you are going after banks now to check out...
Going after would be, but we will be certainly, we are already looking into this matter, but maybe...
Have you sent a phone call to all the... Have you made calls to all the bank chairmen?
And since you are very optimistically, you are also advising them that it's a very good option. So I would request you kindly don't give this kind of advice.
No, this is the kind of confidence I saw in the markets,
just in light
now
when
with
I
the
was
rupee,
but this exactly is the point we were mentioning.
But have you made calls to bankers lately, asked them to spruce up their...
I think maybe our various relationship manager and all those, they must be active on that. But this exactly is the point we were mentioning all the time. We are interconnected today, and the geopolitical uncertainties could be huge, and they come at a very fast speed than what we can imagine. So I think people should draw the right lesson.
All right, Mr. Mundra, it was a pleasure speaking with you for all the micro and the macro matters.
You
Thank you very much.
As usual.
CNBC TV 18, celebrating 15 years of leadership.